So this is Nick Williams, I'm here with Kimberly Jones and we're still outside Exeter Cathedral and our bums are getting cold now because the sun's going down. We just wanted to chat for a couple of minutes because we had this conversation on the phone a few weeks ago about, being what we called a tribal leader.
Yes.
You are consciously kind of leading a group of people and I'm consciously leading a group of people, or perhaps more consciously now. But we were talking about how, in a way, it's a new vision of leadership, where leadership is about putting yourself in service to a group of people, understanding what those people need and helping them get to where they want to go. So how do you see your job description as a tribal leader?
Good question. I see myself as a voice for light workers. So my intuition helps me a great deal because I sense into the group that I'm working on behalf of. I do feel I'm working on behalf of, and that a huge part of my purpose is to inspire through example as well. So if I take those baby steps that you speak of and push myself beyond my comfort zones, and this is one of them, by the way, then I hope to inspire other light workers. And also I really do believe it's leadership from within. I think it's leadership from within me rather than from head or ego, and that it's also from within my tribe. There'll be other members of my tribe who are also stepping up and saying, okay, now's the time for me to represent you, listen to you, hear what you need, and then okay, if I'm brave enough and I'm feeling strong enough, then I'll do what I can to serve that need.
That's lovely, because I've been thinking about leadership recently as an act of generosity, because I guess I am certainly thinking about the old paradigm of leadership, which is about tell people what to do and reward them if they do it and punish them if they don't do it, to another vision of leadership which is about being in service to people. And there's always, I think for the last 30 years or so, there's been this idea of servant leadership, where leadership is about putting yourself in service to people. And like you've just expressed, for me I think it's about, you've gone somewhere yourself in your own life. You've pioneered, you've gone through challenges, and somehow you've got to a new place, and therefore you put yourself in service to people that also want to get to that place in their life, and even understand there's a place in their life to get to. Is that how you would see it?
Absolutely. It's sticking a flag in and saying, look, well, if I can do it, you can do it, basically.
But I guess the difference for me in the old kind of model is you're not just trying to motivate people to get there. By being it, as you just described, you inspire people with possibility. And because you've gone there yourself, you can show them the path and support them on it.
Some of the most impacting and important moments with my clients have been when I've shared my own experiences and showed my vulnerability and said, you're not alone, I'm here with you. Absolutely shifted their consciousness from a place of feeling disempowered and feeling alone to feeling part of something. And you mentioned a while ago that seems to be something quite specific to my tribe, was that light workers do actually feel quite isolated and alone. So one of the most important roles for me as tribal leader is to say, not alone, and here are some, connections, names, groups on Facebook or whatever to prove that you're not alone.
You can belong to. And I'm just thinking it is about kind of evolution, that idea that, people are evolving, that it's not about, just staying the same. I'm trying to find the words, but something about evolution, that by going through your own evolution and showing your vulnerabilities and kind of casting off old identities, that you can then inspire other people to do the same thing.
Absolutely. I read something, can I read something to you actually?
Yeah,
it's a passage from Bruce Lipton's new book called Spontaneous Evolution, and I got really excited about this when I read it the other day, because it just seemed to make sense of everything that I'm doing, everything that you're doing, those people, those tribal leaders that are trying to do something that's evolutionary, that's conscious, that's creative. So I'll read it to you. It's a passage from the book Spontaneous Evolution, and it's, if you find it hard to imagine that we can ever get from the crises that we are facing now to a more loving and functional world, consider the tale of another world in transition. Imagine you are a single cell among millions that comprise a growing caterpillar. The structure around you has been operating like a well-oiled machine, and the lava world has been creeping along predictably. Then one day the machine begins to shudder and shake. The system begins to fail, cells begin to commit suicide, and there is a sense of darkness and impending doom. From within the dying population, a new breed of cells begins to emerge called imaginal cells. Clustering in community, they devise a plan to create something entirely new from the wreckage. Out of the decay arises a great flying machine, a butterfly, that enables the survivor cells to escape from the ashes and experience a beautiful world, far beyond imagination. Here's the amazing thing. The caterpillar and the butterfly have the exact same DNA, they are the same organism, but are receiving and responding to a different organising signal. That's where we are today. When we read the newspaper and watch the evening news, we see the media reporting a caterpillar world.
Interesting.
And yet everywhere, human imaginal cells are awakening to a new possibility. They are clustering, communicating, and tuning into a new coherent signal of love. Love, we will find, is not some mushy-gushy sentiment, but the vibrational glue. I love that. The vibrational glue that will help build this new flying machine and manifest our destiny as humanity. We would like to introduce the notion that a miraculous healing awaits this planet once we accept our new responsibility to collectively tend the garden rather than fight over the turf. When a critical mass of people truly own this belief in their hearts and minds and actually begin living from this truth, our world will emerge from the darkness in what will amount to a spontaneous evolution.
Beautiful. It's lovely.
I love
isn't
it.
Yeah.
So we are the imaginal cells, Nick.
Yeah. Well, there's millions of us that are, presumably. and some,
Yes.
Many people realise it, and some people don't. But I love that idea that the DNA is the same of the caterpillar
Yes.
and the butterfly, and that the butterfly is contained within the caterpillar and the larvae, or the pupa, or whatever it is. That the potential is always there, even though it goes through different physical forms.
Yes.
So we're here to help birth a new world.
Yes, but we're all the same. We're all in it together. Yeah. Love it.
Thank you
Nick.
very much.
Thank you.